speaking, if you're having a wedding this weekend, maybe, do you guys have any at Spruce Meadows?
We started our first wedding in March, and I actually worked alongside Teal at that time. And then we have another one in April, so wedding season is amongst us. It's on.
Wow.
It's full blown and rolling there. But,
so at Spruce Meadows, how many venues are there on a particular weekend?
We have about 4 venues for weddings. We can have at least 3 weddings a day on a weekend, up to about 7 or 8 on from Friday to Sunday, if all venues are used at the same time and simultaneously, plus ceremonies. So it gets trying to juggle everything with all my coordinators and myself.
3 weddings a day?
Oh, I feel like you could end up at the wrong wedding.
Yeah, it's happened.
And then you're watching.
Oh my gosh.
You're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be down the other one. But
you're watching the bride come down. And you're like, that's not the bride that I knew. Oh gosh, you gotta find the right.
Plan B.
Again, that's where Teal and myself and the girls at Spruce Meadows. That's where we come into play to make sure that that doesn't happen, or people get to the right spot and right wedding, so they can cheer on their friends or be there.
So once somebody has kind of picked their indoor, outdoor, maybe their spot, what should they be looking for in the venue? Is that a bridal room, that sort of thing? What are some questions you should be asking?
Well, when you first pick your venue, before you actually pick the venue, I say do your research, kind of find out what speaks to you, and then make your appointments come down. Each venue, just like a photographer, how Chris was saying, is that the venue will speak to you, and if it's the right fit, you'll know right away. And I'm one of those people that I would not sell you something that if I can't do it, if I can't see myself. Because if you're not comfortable in there, you're not going to have a fun wedding. It's not going to be a memorable experience for you and for your family and for your partners. And it's one of those that you have to make it your own, and that's the big trend now too. Is it's all about individualism and about making it fun for you, and everybody else kind of is in the background. It's just noise. So it's just a relaxed vibe. What's
one thing that people overlook when you're planning something and you get to give them this guided tour and you get to help them along the way? But what is one thing that you know, if somebody doesn't want it, you know you need it? And what's something people overlook?
Do you want to
go ahead?
There was some nodding there. I know you both said something.
I mean, to me, something that people overlook is actually planners. It's definitely becoming more and more popular to have. It used to be seen, I think, J-Lo set the standard of luxury wedding planners in the Wedding Planner movie. But people used to think it was only for the luxury weddings, but it really isn't. But to me, that's what's really overlooked, because when you have the planner, they have the idea of what venues are going to suit you and your style in the city. They're going to know what photographers are going to suit you again and your style, so they're going to create this rock star team for you that's completely personalized to your needs. In venues, something that people tend to overlook, this is the biggest thing, 100%. I'm getting a little, the biggest thing is with a venue and you're walking into it, brides are usually very set on the idea of the vision and what they want their wedding to look like. Then what they do is they'll go into a venue, and because it's affordable in their budget, they'll choose it, but all of a sudden their vision does not match what the venue can provide. So if you have this white wedding or these very neutral, bright, airy wedding, this vision in your mind, and the venue that you're at maybe has reds and greens and browns, well, you're either going to have to pay a lot to completely drape that room and have that look, or you're going to have to alter your expectations and your vision, and lots of brides aren't willing to give that up. So that's when you go to the weddings and you kind of see, oh, what was going on? What was trying to be achieved here? So that's a big thing that people will overlook. Does the venue match their vision of their day?
That's right.
Right.
Their personalities.
How do you find their vision, though? Like, don't you find that a lot of women in the beginning think they know? Because it's an experience, right? If you've never planned it before, you don't really know what you're getting into. It's like renovating the kitchen. It was a good idea at the time, and then later what you picked didn't work.
It's not something you do every day, right? That's, again, where your panel of experts come into play.
So really count on you guys for
and
put some
just
trust.
ask questions.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll
just ask questions, but it's one of those things that the more questions you can ask, the more we'll be upfront and honest. And there's no point in not being upfront and honest. If I can't fulfill what you need, then maybe we're not the right fit as same thing with photographers, same thing with a planner. No. It's a team in the end, and if we'll all jive to make your day your day.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to your phones and being available, do you have regular business hours? Or if somebody at 9 o'clock at night has a dire question,
I got a call at 11 o'clock at night for?
Yeah. Contractually, I mean, really getting into the business of it, we do. Our office is downtown by Hotel Arts. We have regular office hours. That being said,
that would be nice.
Yeah. That being said,
it's your phone's kind of tied to you, and you know you'll get. If you know your clients, you'll know that you might get those calls late at night. And you'll have clients that just, they know that they need to leave you a piece, or they need to email you just to get it off like their mind.
Leading up to the wedding, our brides are completely hands off 2 weeks up until their date. So that first week is to we pry your fingers off of everything. You have to let go. That next week, decompress, enjoy everybody coming in, really get excited. So really, we are your only main point of contact. And we say that 2 weeks leading up to your wedding, our phone is next to us. We'll text you back at 1 a.m. when we're like, why aren't you sleeping? The wedding is tomorrow. So we really are, leading up to your wedding, we are there for you 100%. It's the 14 months out when we get the late message, we're like, that one can wait until tomorrow.
But in terms of your venue, just again, choose what you feel matches your style and matches what, will make you just, it's kind of putting on your wedding dress. You'll have that moment where it will fit, and you'll just smile and know that it's the right fit for you, and it's a blank canvas. Just kind of have fun with it and make it your own.
So many things you don't think about, hey? Yeah, and that's a very good reason to get coordinated and set things up and get organized, right? Because you think that you think you have this vision, and you may have planned it for a very, very long time, but the reality of putting it into fruition is very different.
For sure.
So.
Do you find people find it hard to express what they want exactly? They can see it, but
like a haircut.
Can't quite get it across. Is that difficult for you guys?
For us, I mean, we have the brides who come in and they're showing you a photo of a mason jar, and then this Art Deco Great Gatsby style, and then this extreme romantic floral centerpiece, and that's when you're like, okay, now we need to talk about this, because obviously there's some different ideas going on. But really, like Stav mentioned about you asking us questions, we pummel you with questions, because that's the only way we get down to know. You like blush? Great. Well, what is blush to you between these three colors, right? Because everybody has a different idea. So we really do. We get down to that nitty gritty. We have our own design boards that we put photos in for you, and you can put photos in as well, and we just get to see what your eye is drawn to, and then we really get to be able to learn, okay, this is her style. We got this down. So it's pretty interesting.
So it sounds like fun. I think I'll do it.
I'll go for it.
I think I'll do it. It's too late. I committed first. No, but the planning part is, it's just it's so exciting, and it's unknown, and it's but it's something that you really want to make sure that you rock and you do really well, and having the right team to do that is valuable.
When you decide on a venue, what sort of items do you guys provide? Tables, chairs? Is that something that somebody should be asking about?
Each venue will be different. For us at Spruce Meadows, your tables and chairs are provided. A podium is provided. Kind of like your essential AV would be provided. My time, let's say if I'm planning your wedding, being the lead at Spruce Meadows, and then I would work alongside TLSA or a planner. So that will be all coordinated for us. Parking's included. That would be a number one question: where do your guests park? Food and beverage, is it on site? Is it included? Is there a minimum? With us, Great Events is our catering and exclusive caterers at Spruce Meadows, but we keep our bills separately just because of just the way the business is run. So there's no minimum at Spruce Meadows, but at a hotel there could be a minimum. So that will transfer your kind of waive your rental fee in a way. So that would be another question. What time do guests need to leave? What time can you have the venue from? So is it 11 to midnight? Is it at 9 till 2 in the morning? Can you come in the day before and set up? And a planner will ask that question, or anybody would come and ask that question, I guess. Decorating, what can you do? What can't you do? What can be brought in, I guess, and all that
no
stuff.
elephants allowed. Hey, right?
I've had motorcycles, and I've had, I could have an elephant if I wanted to. But
that is possible.
It's possible. But again, it depends. If you're in a park, if you're in a hotel, if you're in like Spruce Meadows, which is 500 acres, so it's a bit different when on each venue. And again, those are main questions, and then your deposit. When you sign that contract, as Teal would say, you're kind of bound, right?
Right.
So you want to make sure,
rain or shine.
Is it 50% non-refundable deposit? So if something happens and you need to move your date, are they flexible to move that date to next year? If there's sudden illness in the family, I've had that happen where I move the date to the following year because you won't, you don't want to have that plan plus dealing with someone who's sick in the family.
So there's some flexibility there provided it's rescheduled.
Yeah. Okay. And going off of your question of what's provided, hotels and golf and country clubs, generally you'll have your tables, your banquet chairs, you'll have a basic linen, a polyester linen, doesn't go all the way to the floor. But you will, your food, like your plates and your cutleries, sometimes a candle and a small centerpiece will be included. So if you're going to community halls, you're bringing really in everything.
That's right. Glassware, everything.
Yeah, but generally,
for the most part, it's all in your base price. But again, if you want to change things or not, that's when your prices and your budget will skyrocket.
I'm sure